Back. So I got a couple of mail calls and some magazines I just found rummaging through some stuff. So I'm just going to show them while I'm here. Don't know if I showed this already, but I just got this a couple weeks ago. West Coast Avengers Doom cover. This is number 35. Just a cool looking Doom cover. And I don't think I had it already. Got this Alex Schomburg, Fantastic Stories of Imagination. And this was talked about on, I think it was the Monday show, Comic Collector Geek Monday show. So I just grabbed one of them. Magazines, got Comic Scene number 4, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Alan Moore's Farewell to Superheroes article. And I got the Comic Scene number 1, Superman cover. And these were coming out back in the 80s, and they were always like looking at movies that were optioned and movies that were coming out like years. You had to wait years for these movies to actually come out. But you would see different things like, Matt Salinger's Captain America. This one has an article of Grant Morrison, so I got it. And I had this issue when I was a kid, but it got destroyed and lost it. And but they were fun back in the day. Comic Scene number 7, Swamp Thing, another interview with Alan Moore, Bernie Wrightson. Comic Scene number 5, more interviews with Alan Moore. This one's got Superboy in there, which I used to watch that show as well. What a bad show for its time. And then I picked up, I've had this for a minute though. This is Comics Feature, the Stan Lee cover. Got the America Shield. I've had these for a minute, but I just came across them while moving some stuff, so I thought I'd pull them out and show them. This next set here is from Metropolis Comics, and I have 2 videos that I didn't release. One was the first video with the damaged books, and I played hell getting the books returned and getting a refund, and it was just a freaking nightmare. This order was ordered in February, and I got it 2 months ago maybe, after numerous calls. And then when they sent it, there was a damaged book in this as well. And then there was a book that was missing that I had to call again about. And finally, they shipped me a better copy because they could not find the one I've been waiting for months. I will say the Metropolis owner, very good to deal with, very apologetic, great guy. The staff, whoever's in shipping, they need some training, and some of the customer service people just dropped the ball completely. I even filled out a customer survey and waited 2 weeks, and nobody ever contacted me about the customer survey I left. So it was just like, I don't know. But I know other people, so I got in contact with the owner, and he made it right within 20 minutes. So I would shout out to them. I don't really know if I'm going to buy from them again. If I do, it'd probably be a while. Because out of 3 orders, 2 had issues. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Got Phantom Stranger number 38. And the sad part is I have about maybe at least $3,000 or $4,000 worth of books on my want list for them that I was going to start ordering in little batches, but probably not now. Phantom Stranger number 24. Phantom Stranger number 31. Phantom Stranger number 21. The sad part about it was the second set of books were like near mint, and all Phantom Stranger. and they all had damage right here at the corner where they were just sloppily put into a box. They were shifting around, no tape holding them in place. I guess the box had got dropped at some point, damaged all the corners, and I'm like, those books survived since the 70s in near mint condition, and one idiot who packed it wrong and damaged them. This one here, this one I looked at a couple times, and it was on there, so I grabbed it. Men of War #1, which is the first appearance of Gravedigger, who's this soldier right here on the cover. And this is the Pennsylvania Dutch collection. I have another book that came out of the Pennsylvania Dutch collection. But it's first appearance of Gravedigger, African American soldier. So I kind of wanted to grab that as well for DC War books. And then this one here is Pennsylvania Dutch copy. This is GI Combat. What number is this? 203. And then this is the book that was missing for months. They were going to ship it. I had to call up on it. And I finally had to get a hold of the owner. And this is Phantom Stranger #41 with Dead Man. And then this book, or these books, didn't know if I was going to get them because they shipped. Apparently they were all damaged, and they had to go back to the printer, and they remade them, I guess, and luckily they finally shipped out. And then another book I had, Kaiju Detective, the I can't remember her name off the top of my head now. But the yellow cover, girl with the sword and the yellow cover, pre-ordered off of eBay, and apparently the seller decided that he could make more money than what the pre-sale was, so he didn't ship it or refund my money back. So I inquired about where the book was, because that should have shipped out months ago, or at least a month ago, only to find out when I started looking at the feedbacks, there was numerous people who had the same issue with the seller, where he had pre-sold a bunch of books, and then apparently he was making more money, so he relisted them and didn't ship the books out to the people who prepaid, and didn't give them the money back unless you called or you asked for it. So I had to ask for my money back, and then he gave it back, but still, that's bad business practice. So I got him earmarked, written down right here, and I will not use him again ever. I hope eBay kind of takes notice of the fact that a lot of people are asking for refunds. So this is Mark Spears' Monsters #4, and this is a Black Cat homage cover. And I pre-ordered, I don't remember, I think I pre-ordered this way back. This is like probably January or December or something. I had to get new bags for it. But it's a beautiful cover by Mark Spears. So I got 3 of them. Oop, 3 of them. And there was only 300 made this cover. So I hope it does more of these EC inspired, or I guess pre-code horror inspired books. Because this one's really cool. Right now we're experiencing a severe heat wave here. It's been hot for the last 3 days, especially the last, 3, because Monday was really bad. Yesterday was pretty bad, and today is bad as well. So I was out cutting grass, and then out of nowhere, storm hit, rain, wind. So I figured I'd come in here and knock this out and be done with it. So don't forget to subscribe, like, check out my Instagram channel, TJ_O'Donnell. I'm posting a lot of photos from my Twitter onto it, so I can stop getting doubles of books. So I'm going to be putting tons of photos of books that I bought in the past. I would say from like about 18 to about 2020, 2021 maybe, where I would just post on Twitter like every week. The books I would get, back issues, new issues, what I used to call Sunday comics, when I would go out Sundays and hit the local comic shop, hit sales, and get hardbacks and things like that. So if you want to see some stuff, more stuff, figures, books, comics, back issues, I even have some art that I did when I was younger. I put on there, and I think that's it. But yeah, there'll be some more stuff. I have like a long box that I drew one. I'll probably dig that out and post that and put that on there just to kind of save it. Also have some pictures of Jeppy's Entertainment Museum. Nobody knows about that. There was a museum downtown across from the Baltimore Convention Center in an old railroad building. The downstairs is the sports museum, and the upstairs was Jeppy Entertainment Museum. And what they had there was it was really cool. You go in and you walk the stairs, which have pictures of the stairs themselves. You get up to the top, you go in. Um, each room had a different. You had like different themes. So like you would go in and be like the 1890s, the marbles and banks from that time. You go into the next room, it's like a newspaper room, had like Yellow Kid and newspapers at the time, Tarzan, uh, novels and books like that. You would go across the hall, and across the hall would have your comic book room, starting with the Big Little books, and then Golden Age books, and some they call them Platinum Age books. And then it would wind around. It was a bigger room. It was like two rooms in one. It would wind around, and you get to like the Silver Age, and then you get to the Bronze, and then the Copper, and then the Modern. Um, and it was really cool to go in there and just be amongst all the stuff. And down the hallways was original artwork and movie posters and serial posters and cowboy posters and things like that. They had a giant life-sized Superman statue on one end and a giant Batman statue on the other end of the hallway. Um, it's pretty cool stuff. And they would display in the center, they had different books. So they had an Action One, a Green Lantern, or All American, first appearance of Green Lantern, Detective Comics first Batman. They had a Captain America One there before. They had different. They had a different Action Comics there, and they had another Action Comics that had a stamp on there where it was used in a trial. I think it was the trial which Fawcett in DC. But it had like property of whatever the courthouse was or something stamped on it, which was pretty cool in the case. And they rotated them out, different books in the case. And I've went there many times. I went there every year after Comic Con. I would go there, um, or anytime I went to an Orioles game, Camden Yards, I would go up there and just spend about 10, 20, 30 minutes up there just walking around. Another room they had, you would go down, and it was like the 1940s, so you would get like serial premiums and radio premiums, which have some photos of that in there. Kids costumes from that era, like I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a couple cowboy costumes. There was a Lone Ranger one, and there was the other one, Hopalong Cassidy costume with the guns and everything. Just cool to see that type of stuff. And then they had like a little radio, which was like one of my favorite parts there. So I love old radio programs and serials and stuff like that. I just think it's cool. And there was like a little radio you could play, electronic radio you can play, but look like an old time radio, and it would like make the noise, and you dial into different programs, and they would just be running 24/7, I guess, and you would just pull into different episodes. You would hear like the old time commercials, things like that. Thought it was really cool. Um, then you left out of there and you go into the 60s room, which was like Beatles, Batmania. Um, they had like the stuff from the 60s show. Batman had like the head you flip up, the phone, the commissioner's phone, the red phone. A lot of like just memorabilia from that time. Some Flintstones memorabilia, some toys and things like that. The Great Garloo toy, and they had a lot of toys from like the 60s in that room. You left that room, you go into another room, and it was 70s inspired. Half the room was 70s, like Star Wars, Chips, Star Trek, different toys and things from the 70s. And then on the other side of that room was the 80s. So you had like He-Man, GI Joe, Transformers, Voltron. Um, I think it was yeah, some other like oddball 80s toys in there as well. You leave that room, you go across, and this room was kind of a waste. So they would try to set up like a seasonal room, and it didn't really change every month. You go in there. I went in there like 4 months in between. It was the same stuff, but one time they had Barbie dolls, another time they had African American toys, things like that with African American characters. Um, they had some toy concept pieces in there from different toy lines. But it was always like I don't know. To me, I'd rather have seen like a dedicated '80s room in that one, or maybe even a '90s room dedicated to the '90s memorabilia in that room instead of that kind of hodgepodge of stuff. And then from there, you got into the gift shop, and the gift shop was pretty cool. Had a lot of like I guess stuff from like the Jeppy's the Diamond catalog, so you could buy like books. I guess they had overflow books or something on comics. They had a statue wall in glass where you could buy different statues. I guess they had some left over. Some expensive diamond exclusives were in that glass as well. And then you would leave through there and then go back out through the lobby and then back down. One of the coolest parts about that museum was you could walk the steps or you can go up the elevator. When you went in the elevator closed and it was kind of looked like you were in like a time machine. The inside was done up with wallpaper like a time machine, and then it made like this that noise like you were like the machine was working, and it was you could hear like radio frequencies and things like that as you were going up. It's a pretty cool museum. I'd really miss it. Wish it was still there. I'd still go there, even if it was the same stuff. It was just kind of a cool, chill place to go to and kind of just walk around for a little bit, kill some time, and see some cool stuff. And I know they had like events there, parties, weddings, things like that as well. But if anybody's been there, sound off in the comment section if you have the memories of it. Check out like I said, check it out on my IG if you've never seen it, or just Google it. Jeppy's Entertainment Museum. It's a pretty cool place. There might be videos, maybe YouTube videos too, if you want to check it out. Maybe get some walkthroughs or something, because everything got donated to. It was somewhere in DC. I think it might be the Smithsonian. Um, the comic books and the displays and things like that got donated there. So I've never been there yet to see like what's there and what they have. So I'm kind of interested maybe going in the fall and checking it out and seeing what's there. It's part of my plans, but just like I said, sound off in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and thanks. See you next time.